right? Ray Daley coming back to Donald Miller and building a story brand. Your subscriber, what is your hero most interested in? Right? What are they trying to do? What are they trying to accomplish? What are they doing? What do they have to overcome? Will they survive? That's the question every single day that you have to answer, right? Every day, every single day answer. Your client is your hero, right? You are basically, and this is what Donald Miller says, you are, how many of you all know Star Wars, right? Now you may not have seen the most recent one, but most of you have heard of Star Wars. Well, your client is Luke Skywalker, and you are Yoda, right? So again, Luke Skywalker is the hero, but Yoda is the authority, right? And Luke Skywalker is kind of the center of the story, while Yoda is a side character. So do you understand the difference, right? So in other words, don't make yourself the center of the story. You make your client the center of the story. Again, you are Yoda, and your client is. And there are tons of other examples. That's one of the examples that he used in the book, and I think that you understand what I mean. So if you understand what I mean by making your client the hero and making yourself the guide or the helper, put the number 7 in the question box if you get that analogy. If you get it. Right? So again, your job is to make them the hero. They have to survive. And the way they survive till the next day is they've got you. Right? You are going to help them survive. Right? Can I use a real example of such a story? Of course. Right? I mean, you should have a real example. Are you asking me if I can give you a real example, or are you asking, can you use a real? Of course, you should be using real examples. Right? You should be using real examples, William. And I think that if possible, right, you should have those examples in the things you're doing every day. Right? Okay. So a real example of that is, let's say that I know that, you know, let's say I have a subscriber list of people, and I know that their desire, they're local business owners, and what they want to do is they're trying to get more profit, right? And they're trying to get more time, because a small business person, right, typically, right, they're brick and mortar. The business owns them. They don't have any time. They've got employee issues, and they're trying to figure out, how can I make more so that I don't have to work as hard, right? And so what am I gonna be talking about? Well, let me kind of outline this. What does that hero need to do to win? Right? What do they need to do to win? Well, they've got to figure out how to make more at every sale. They've got to figure out how to be more profitable at every sale. They've got to figure out how to do it with the same amount of money they're spending on advertising. They've got to be able to do it with the same number of employees. In other words, they've got to make more money with less resources. How do I help the hero to do that? Will the hero survive if they can't do that? Who is the hero's enemy or the nemesis, right? So in this particular case, one of the examples I said that, you know, in our industry, it would be the boss. It would be time. It would be their past. It would be, their retirement. Now let's take the example of a small business owner. Who's their nemesis of a small brick and mortar business owner? Who's their enemy, right? If you were to define an enemy for them, who's the local business person? Who's their enemy at this point, right? If you were to, anybody could answer, right? So time, competition, right? The competition. And so what are we going to be talking about in our emails, right? What are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about the evil competitor, right? We're going to give the competitor horns and a tail. And even Tracy said time. Right? So we're going to personalize time. We're going to make time the devil, right? Because again, this is what they've got to overcome. This is what they've got to defeat. And so when we're writing to them every day, again, what we're trying to do is we're trying to keep people engaged. We're trying to let them know that we're on our side, but we're going to be their guide at the same time. And we're going to show them how to overcome the enemies of time and competition with what? Our product and our services. Right. But we're going to be talking to them. And the only way you can do this, right, is you've got to be looking at them as the hero trying to survive. And you got to look at them as the one that needs a guide, which is you. Right? And every day you're going to be their guide. Every day you're going to be on their side. Every day you're going to be helping them to win a new battle every day. Every day we're going to defeat competition. Every day we're going to defeat time. So let's say that Tracy's product is something on time management, or it's productivity. Well, Tracy's going to approach that same small business owner, and she's going to be talking about how to defeat time every day. And she's going to personify time. She's going to be talking about examples in her own life of how she's defeated time. And every day, right, it's about the hero. What's the hero trying to do? And what are we trying to do to help the hero overcome? Right? So if this is making sense to you, put the number 8 in the question box. So if you're getting it. Right. And what this does, is you can then begin to write, and it doesn't have to be drudgery. Number one. Number two, what you're trying to do then is you're trying to connect to people. You and I, we have to connect at a really human sort of level if we can. And we can do that when they're the hero and we're the guide. Most of us, right? And again, I mean, I'm guilty of this too, of saying this, and even some of my training where I've said that you want to be, position yourself as the authority. But, right, I feel like Donald Miller is right. Even being positioned as the authority doesn't mean I have to be the center of the story. It means you have to be. So the question is going to be in your email every day, every single day, right? How can you help the hero today? Right? Is it going to be a new information product? Is it going to be a new book you recommend? Is it going to be something you created? Is it going to be a new course you created? Right? Because you're talking to these people every day, and every day you should have some kind of resource, because the truth of the matter is I'm looking at my bookshelf right now, and I'm learning how to write copy, and I have 10 books on writing copy. Right? Dan Kennedy sold me one. Yannick Silver sold me one. Who else? Donald Miller sold me one. I'm always reading this stuff. Jeff Walker sold me one. So if somebody said, he's not going to buy that book, nobody's going to buy that book, there are 10 other books on copywriting, then that means then that the 11th person would not have made the sale. But the 11th person who did sell me the book did, because they went ahead and put theirs out there. Right? So again, when you figure out where you come in the marketplace and you start to build your subscriber list, you should be helping the hero survive every day, and you should be selling every day, right? Selling is almost part and parcel of this help that you're giving to the hero every single day. And you're really seeing yourself as Yoda, right? You're really seeing yourself as being their Jiminy Cricket on their shoulder. Now I know I just dated myself. Now to some of you all, I didn't date myself. I know some of you all know who Jiminy Cricket is, but again, you're gonna be on their shoulder. You're gonna be saying to them, showing them how. You're gonna be showing them how to make the next move. Okay, so that's really email marketing, and I wanted to give you a bit of a fuller picture than just the X's and O's. We all know the X's and O's. We all know I think the autoresponder stuff and the sort of get them on our list stuff. But then I think the rest of it begins to be a mystery. How do we sell without running people off our list? And then how do we build it up over time? And really, we establish a trust, and we establish that trust by making the customer the hero and making ourselves the guide. Now, again, I've given you some books I think you should read. Again, Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller, .com Secrets by Russell Brunson, Ultimate Sales Letter by Dan Kennedy. I think you should read that. And I think that's all I mentioned today.